What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. It's kind of cold inside my room, so bear with me. I don't really pay for like heater, so let's see. It's been just Monday out of this week that we were expecting to be interesting in terms of the phenomenon and disclosure and all that stuff. And we've talked about how multiple people have been making these predictions and guesses to what's going on. I've heard people like Dr. Stephen Greer making his predictions. There's a lot of chatter going on behind the scenes. I just recently saw the disclosure team, Vinny, talking to James Fox about an alleged story that is coming.
Are you of the camp that a small percentage of UAP or UFOs originate from a non-human intelligence, or do you think they're all conventional sort of secret military stuff? Just curious.
Definitely think there is a percentage of them that represent a non-human intelligence, 100%. I mean, that's from years of research and then more recently speaking to sources. I'm very lucky to have, some good sources.
I'm told that there's going to be a pretty big story dropping in January at some point this month.
Told exactly the same thing with conversations that I've been having. So
Yeah, people that I really, really trust told me that.
same here. So yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about that. We've got a mutual friend, one of my sources, who featured in your film, US Navy X. I've been lucky enough to speak to him for a good 6 months now. So tell me about how he came into your radar.
Um, yeah, uh, probably like a couple of years ago. I think the second time I went on Rogan when I was talking about the alleged UFO crash in 1996 in Varginha, Brazil. And I believe that he came on my radar at that point. We had some correspondence for quite some time, but anonymously or no other way, like there was no interest in coming forward, even anonymously. And we kind of went back and forth on it, come forward, even anonymously kind of thing. And, in my field, is it frustrating? Of course, it's frustrating. It's always frustrating when someone's not willing to put their face on camera, but, there are consequences, right? And the fear is real. I mean, it's real.
When the Jesse Michels video yesterday dropped about Randy Anderson, I asked if this was related to either of the two stories that I had been hearing. They told me that no, it's not related. Despite Anderson saying that he's good friends with Michael Herrera. And there are a lot of misconceptions about the Herrera story. I asked people who know about this case and have been studying it for longer than I am. I only got into it because I do have some kind of a rule that when the case is too shrouded in toxicity and it seems risky, like the Michael Herrera case is risky, in my opinion, because of how fantastical the account is. And there are other cases like that, there's the Amy Eskridge story, which is really disheartening and really sad. But someone died from that story. Amy passed away from that story. And whenever something like that is involved, it just seems to me that it is far more serious than anything, and that makes me approach each story with more caution. There are a number of stories that seem that toxic and have some of those accounts that seem like really dangerous to go over. So we need to like try and approach them, but without kicking any hornet's nests, So this story about Randy Anderson has a number of different questions that were risen from it. One of them has to do with NDAs. Others have to do with Randy's DD-214 that I showed in the last video, and Jesse Michels showed too. There are other different aspects of it. For example, that sign that said off-world technology, that seems kind of weird. I'm not sure because there are instances before Randy where, for example, Bob Lazar is oddly specific about his experience. And I think he believes he went through that and lived it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what happened is real, you know? And who knows? With people like Randy, who's a Green Beret, they don't usually include Green Berets that I know of in these types of special access programs or unacknowledged special access programs. Randy is a weapons expert. So if this were true and they wanted to recruit him for some reason, it would be because of his expertise, and that's weapons. And I don't know if they want to weaponize something. So I don't know. This story about Randy is one of potentially three different people that may come forward in this week. And I did find someone that has a large following within this space that is also former military. And he has a channel called the Lehto Files. Chris Lehto, who has interviewed, for example, Ross Coulthard and a lot of the big names right now in ufology. And he just released a prediction of someone that could be coming forward on Friday. And I want to read it to you guys just so you know, Chris Lehto's opinion on all of this that is supposed to happen over the next week. And this is part of one of the two different stories that I've been trying to find out about. Chris Lehto says, new whistleblower on Friday. That's my prediction guess. After Mike Herrera took the brave step of going forward with his Indonesia story, Dr. Stephen Greer put Mike in touch with insiders who then invited him to California. In our interview, Mike told me he flew in a helicopter to a nondescript location in the middle of the desert. Mike reports what he saw. Underground evidence of that for him was undeniable. As insane as it sounds, the US has a secret government program where black sites around the world attract, shoot down, and retrieve NHI craft. Somehow, it's related to consciousness because they recruit psionic, capable people into the program. The best place to recruit these people is overseas, during major events like wars and natural disasters with many migrant people. The insider who allegedly ran one of these sites for decades told Mike that he inadvertently walked into one of these operations and was rolled up by the program's special forces. Desperate people looking for refuge will gladly accept a lucrative lifelong position in the United States military. They get citizenship and security for their families, but it is not free. The US already has programs like this for foreigners who help the nation and need political refuge. However, Mine explained the insiders are unhappy with the terrible deeds they had to do or were done without their knowledge. They want out, and they want the information out as well. But they are in a brutal and dangerous position. It takes true courage and integrity to take the actions they need to take. It is not a big stretch to speculate that the whistleblower Greer is talking about is one or more of these insiders. It's been over a year since Mike said they are coming out. The best time would be during the administration changeover, i.e., this weekend after the close of business. As Admiral Gallaudet mentioned in the last hearing, the heart of the program is surely buried in the executive branch. While the previous gatekeepers are cleaning out their offices, we will get to a new batch of leaders who have said they are dedicated to transparency. And then Chris says, I was told all new staff have been briefed. What does that mean? It looks like some serious ontological shock is about to happen. In the meantime, look out for imagined and created crisis. Some event or media campaign to distract from the claims. Last time, it was a big media campaign, but we'll see how organized they are, considering they will be cleaning out their desks and having to worry about moving. It's going to be an exciting 2025, that's for sure. Okay, so Chris Lehto, he's like over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's still like one of the most connected people right now in this space. He speaks to everyone, pretty much everyone at the top. And he does have military credentials. So what doesn't sit well with me with what he just said is that, I don't know, it's just that Dr. Stephen Greer has done some things in the past that have rubbed me the wrong way. And whenever I see a story that is linked to him in any way, I do question it more than others. So that's like a red flag to me. I don't really know Dr. Stephen Greer. I've just seen the way he conducts himself, and some of the stories that I've heard from people who have interacted with him that are not positive, in that just, and it's people that I generally trust. So I take their word for what they tell me, But apparently that is one of the stories that is coming out soon. Let's see if it does come out at all. If it does, we'll talk about it and we'll see what you guys have to say. But for now, this is one that allegedly will come out. There's the other one from the UAP Disclosure Fund of a whistleblower. They are helping out. That's a separate one from the one that came out yesterday with Randy, and the one that is allegedly going to come out on Friday with the whole Michael Herrera case. So those are three. I'm not sure if the one from the UAP Disclosure Fund will even come out this week. I don't think so. But it does make sense to do it before the inauguration. So we'll see what happens. If it happens, I'll be here talking to you about it, if I can, right after it happens. So let me know what you think in the comments about the new updates and these two alleged news stories that are coming out before the inauguration. I don't know if they will, but let's see. And what did you think about the overall Randy Anderson story and all the red flags that came out after it? I know that there was a video that UAP Gerb had up about this individual. He made it private, and now a lot of people can't really see it. I don't know yet what happened, but I will surely ask, and I'll let you guys know if I find out anything that I can share. Because with these stories, when someone comes forward like this, there's always a lot of pushback with these people. It happened with everyone who comes forward with these stories. And it's no different with Randy. There's even people that are like getting some quote unquote dirty laundry out. I told you this happens. Talking about people's past, what happened with David Grush and Ken Klippenstein, who wrote a hit piece against him using his PTSD and his previous alcohol issues to slander him. And whenever that happens, it really disappoints me. I don't think you should use someone's past against them like that if they are already reformed and haven't done anything really to violate any laws or hurt anyone. I don't know. It just seems to me like a really unfortunate way to go after someone using their past against them. I don't know. But that's just me. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this, about this week being something really big. And if you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when a new video drops. If you want to support the channel in any other way, there's a bunch of links in the description. Thank you for the support. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Stay curious. Bye.